Boys, welcome back to our final New World Wednesday. Before the beta! Tonight I have Altair. Welcome, mate. How you doing?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm hyped.
Had a good week?
Of course, mate. Can't wait, though.
Bad man, thanks for joining us again.
It's alright, dude. Good to be back.
I can see a lot of friendly names in chat. Boys, thanks so much for joining us tonight. Yeah, we don't have long now until beta. Tonight, we are pretty much going to be getting hyped for beta. So everything we're going to be talking about and discussing is things that we think you guys should probably check out in the beta. And that'll be everything from the character progression to the territory wars that we all know, the crafting, the settlements, the housing, all that stuff. Ped needs to step up his beard game. Ped, you have a great beard, man.
Did that already.
Come on, mate.
Jesus.
I see a few comments about our shirts. We actually have some PG merch. We made it kind of for fun. So if you want to get some, there's a link. But yeah, so what we'll do is we'll try and run through everything. I'll be asking some of the boys tonight, probably some difficult questions, put them on the spot and try and engage in some difficult conversations. And then at the end, boys, we'll have a massive Q&A. Should you have any questions? But thanks, Hermes, mate. Cheers for your 6 months, bro. What we're going to do is we had some news drop while we were streaming earlier on. I think it was yesterday. The devs confirmed that they're doing what they've called a dev cast on Tuesday. Are you going to be watching, boys?
What do you think?
Yes. Is that your beard, Ped?
Look at this beard.
Yes, mate. Yes. But what we'll do is we'll have a quick run through these patch notes of you boys quick. Or not patch notes. It's been a while, man. We've been doing patch notes for about 14 weeks. It's not patch notes anymore. It's just news. So I'll just skip down to the most important part here. The New World closed beta begins on July the 20th at 9:30 a.m. PT, which is 4:30 UTC, which if you're in the UK like me, it's 5:30. Altair, I guess 6:30 for you, right?
Yep.
Something like that.
6:30 for me.
Something like that. So half an hour before the launch, the devs are going to be dropping their dev cast where you'll be able to get a Twitch drop. No idea what it is. Anyone in chat got some ideas what they're going to be dropping? What do you think, Ped? What do you think they're going to drop for the first ever New World Twitch drop? He's thinking, boys.
Who knows? I mean, probably whatever I ask Greg to make. Maybe if I ask him to make me a pirate gaming fire staff, spoke custom model.
To be fair, he did hook you up with a hat. I mean,
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So half an hour before this time, boys, make sure you're on Twitch. Make sure you're checking out their dev stream. We'll all be in there together, I'm sure. Dropping loads of pirate flags and PG emotes. So yeah, come and join us for that. Okay, so yeah, we're going to start to run through some of the things that we think will be good in for people to check out in the beta. So we're starting off with the character progression system. I'll run through it very, very quickly and we'll get into a bit of a chat, boys. So if you guys don't know, New World has a classless system, and you'll be basically leveling up your character in 3 different ways. The first one is your typical XP, so leveling from 1 to 60. Then you'll be able to level up your weapons, and you'll be able to level up your trade skills. Who's that? Bro, thanks for dropping in your prime, you legend. Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers, boys, for these subs. It means the world. So what I'll do is, would you believe it, Ped? I made a little video on this. It's up on YouTube. So what you're seeing on the screen now, boys, is your attributes, which relate to kind of your character initially. leveling up there. Do you know what weapon you're going to be going first, Ped?
You know what I'm going for.
The boys don't. Let everyone know. What's your first weapon combo you're going to try and go for?
Well, the first weapon combo this time round will be the Fire Staff, the Ice Gauntlet, whereas in preview it's the Fire Staff and the Life Staff. And this was long before we heard all the changes to the Fire Staff, and now everyone wants to use a Fire Staff. So I was there at the beginning when it was painful being a Fire Mage.
OG Mage, man. OG Mage. I just saw a quick question come in there from Tag. He's just bought the game today. Can you install it on the 20th? I believe you'll be able to install, I think they said on the 19th, I think it's like a day or two before.
Damn.
Cap's just dropped in a massive sub.
Done.
Oh my gosh, why is it not working? Oh no, Cap, man. Dude, thank you so much for your 10 gifted. Why is it not popping up? Oh, broken
You
stream
turned it
again.
off. I thought you turned it off.
I muted the sounds, but they didn't mute. So, oh my gosh, Cap. Hype in chat for Cap there, boys. Legend, I'm sorry for breaking things again. Yeah, so the first thing you had to level up, really, when you level up your character, is your attribute points, which will then have some relation to or have a lot of relation, to be honest, to your weapon. So I'll let this run through here quick. So, yeah, typically we start off with just leveling up your character, level 1 to level 60. And then, I believe here, I have a
Look at
little
that beard.
screenshot.
He just printed out.
Oh, what? Did you literally just print that?
Yeah, boy.
Wait, stay on topic.
Stop looking so serious.
I am on topic. I'm just talking through the beard.
Yeah, so on the screen now we have an example of the new weapon skill trees, basically. Altair, you did tell me earlier, but I've forgotten already because I'm terrible human. What's your first weapon setup you're gonna go?
Of course, it's gonna be spear. I was debating between bow and musket, but I think I'll try bow first. If that doesn't work, it's gonna be musket.
Sick. Well, this here is the bow skill tree, which I think may have changed in some of recent patches, but this will be roughly what
we'll see.
Like. I did see there Blake dropping in some bits. Thanks, man. Bigfoot coming in with the prime. Boys, thank you so much for your support. Yeah, so oh my gosh. Levels, weapons, and then your trade skills. So this is obviously one of the big ones. So there are 7 different crafts. Pet, I'm pretty sure you're going to be going Arcana, right? Arcana.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Why?
Because it makes pots and staffs. Yeah. And I like Harry Potter.
Our boy's a mage. I'll tell. I think you're going to be hitting weaponsmithing and armoring, right?
Yeah, for sure. Well, it was armor smithing first. But weaponsmithing is going to be there as well.
I mean, obviously, at some point in the, far-flung future, we'll have maxed all of these, right? Apart from Danneh, he'll still be running around going, what's happening?
Yeah, not using his pods or food.
I can't concentrate. So Joey, Kath has dropped in a resub. He's in for 2 months. And Cav's just dropped in another 10, I think.
Holy fuck.
Boys, you are legends. Hype train's going mad. Thank you so much. Yeah, so the one thing that we found out after doing a bit of research and watching lots of videos and so on and so forth is that a lot of these trade skills will complement each other. I think one of the main ones is weaponsmithing and armoring. So there's a lot of resources that you will need for armoring that will also work along with weaponsmithing. And then obviously that will then feed through to your refining and your gathering. So if you boys didn't know, what you have in New World for refining is smelting, woodworking, leatherworking, weaving, and stone cutting. Each of them will have some relation to the crafting that you see along the top there. And then to get the materials for the refining, you have logging, mining, fishing, harvesting, tracking, and skinning. I'm assuming. What are you going to be doing, Ped? Mining, right? A lot of mining and fishing. Am I completely off the ball here? Skinning? Tracking?
I thought we wrote it down somewhere once upon a time in a document.
We do.
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to be doing. What am I going to be doing? So
I'll check for you.
Arcana, harvesting. Got to go and pick them
Just the
plants.
harvesting.
Need the plants. Bit of fishing. Maybe get some gems. Obviously, need to do some obligatory woodworking because you've got to chop the trees down. Just because chopping trees down is amazing. And weaving. Don't forget, and leatherworking because leatherworking makes light armor. So I'll probably end up doing everything.
That's great you said it because a lot of the refining leads into a lot of the crafting, and a lot of them are kind of intertwined essentially. The one question I was going to ask you, I'll ask you what's there. Do you think if someone's in like I don't know, either a solo player or let's say a 10-man clan, they're going to be kind of limited to what they can do versus a 100-man clan now?
Of course. Like with everything from gathering to literally the refining or crafting of the items, it's going to take so much more time. It's going to take, well, loads more time, to be honest, to get everything leveled up, to be crafting all the stuff you want. You better probably be, if you go to like a 100-man clan with the 10 people you have.
I guess on the flip side is if you're in a massive clan and you are not a designated crafter, you ain't gonna have any mats because you're gonna have to feed that through to your crafters on the flip side as well. So like personal progression.
Yeah, but how long do you think that will be? Like on a personal progression, you'll get at the start, yeah, you'll be faster until you reach, let's say, the level you are there, level 30 with some of them. That's when you're gonna struggle. Like in a big clan, you're gonna have loads of people. Everyone is gonna combine the materials. We got one crafter who is probably max level within a week, maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then everyone else gets distributed the materials, so everyone else or in line can get levels up.
I love that. Makes absolute sense. I'm just watching chat as well, popping off.
Oh,
Joey in with another
again.
5 gifted. Capping with some more bits, boys. Thank you so much. The guys who have gifted at the moment are going to be streaming New World, so make sure you check out Kath, aka Joey. Make sure you check out Cap as well. These boys will be streaming New World, so go and say hey. What do you think, Ped, on the whole kind of solo play versus big company play? Like, do you think someone's going to be kind of left behind if they don't join a clan, or you think it's going to be okay to be a solo player as well?
No, I think because so imagine when you get annoyed with all the crafters that we've got in the guild, and we're all like, it's going to be a crafter coup, and we're going to leave PG because all you want to do is go and kill stuff, and we want to go and pick flowers. Like the crafters will be the ones that can manipulate the market, right? So PvPers will be out chopping stuff up, but the crafters will be the ones that will be able to run the economy. So you can do that solo player.
Yeah.
I think if you've gone out there and you've invested a lot of time into crafting and you are making the right goods, right items, etc., I think, yeah, easy to go solo on it. I think there'll probably be some people that will want to become like the little finger equivalent of New World, or who was the bald eunuch dude? That wasn't Littlefinger? What was he called?
Oh, from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, so there's always going to be people that want to do the solo thing, but try to be the best at being that solo player.
Yes, I think people are mirroring your thoughts there, boys. So Smith and chat as well. Looks like the game is improved in every single way by being good in a company, so no negatives to not being solo as well. I think there's definitely benefits to being in a company, like, being able to min-max someone probably within 5 hours, to that level is going to be a lot easier than doing that solo. I guess everyone's going to be bottlenecked by the settlements, which we'll come on to in a bit. And to do your crafting and to get to a high level crafting, realistically, you need those crafting stations as well. So yeah, maybe if a solo player or a small group kind of focused on, I don't know, let's say the stone cutting and gathered themselves shitloads of the orbs and sold all that, they could then use that money elsewhere to pick up the other crafts. But Yeah, yeah. I mirror your opinions there, boys. Okay, so on to probably my most favorite subject, and that is the territory wars. So, guys, if you don't know what territory wars are, it's basically the 50 versus 50 combat system in New World, which happens when someone tries to take a territory off someone else. So, long story short, Company A attacks Company B. Company B needs to defend from Company A. Simple as that. That's very simple, but there's a lot behind it as well. So, yeah, let me show you guys a little bit what we put together. So this is kind of looking at a little bit of territory wars here. I haven't seen it yet. Hype for territory wars, boys. Altair.
Oh hell yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Wanna be there, front line or in the back? I don't give a shit, mate. Everywhere.
So, Altair and Peddler both from our company. So a lot of the time we talk about builds. Normally for me anyway, I don't know about you boys, but every time I'm talking about build, a lot of the time my mind goes to territory wars and thinks about, 5v5 scenarios, 10v10 scenarios in the territory war scenario. One of the biggest questions I wanted to ask you, Ped, was, do you think, I got a lot of shit for this in the preview, do you think defenders have a better chance than attackers?
Well, I think based on how we did as a company after that first battle, which went to the wire, I think we probably performed better defending as we got more cohesive as a company. I think attacking is going to need a lot more coordination than the defending, even though there's probably a lot more to do with defending because you need to fix the gates, you probably need to repair, artillery, etc. You need to lay the landmines and all that sort of stuff. But I just think a coordinated attack is more critical to breaking in, whereas defending, I think we found it was easier to control. I think that was from preview. That may well be different because we know that there's weapons changes and all sorts of stuff. So that could have a significant impact. So I can't stand there lobbing massive siege bombs maybe anymore, that sort of stuff. So I think it will definitely be interesting this time around, but coordination is going to be key. I think we all know that.
Yeah. Any thoughts, I'd say? I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but...
Nah, the only thing I've been thinking about is builds that I can do. Like, I would love to be a frontline sword and shield, maybe with spear. So loads of CC. Knocking them all.
Cheeky hammer in there. Great axe, maybe.
Maybe a hammer one day, yeah.
I was chatting to Freiberg about it a bit earlier, actually, and I think what will be cool this time around, though, which wasn't so cool in the preview, because I think like Crazy, and I'm sure Crazy was playing a healer, but all the guys in the company that were playing healers that were like, this is just rubbish. I think healers in the wars are going to be the difference between winning and losing. I think like the PvP DPS part, probably, unless you've got some really rubbish people on one side, if you're relatively matched from a skill perspective in terms of keyboard and mouse skills,
yeah,
it will boil down to how good the healers are. I think they will be the difference, because remember the more times you die, the respawn clock was going up and up and up.
Yeah,
and you could be out of the game for 2 or 3 minutes, right? Or if not longer. So
I think my longest was 90 seconds. Yes.
Yeah. So it starts to get long. So if you suddenly find yourselves going into any sort of conflict PvP component, trying to get through a door, and there's 5 of you, but there's 15 defenders because the other 10 of you, your couple of groups are dead and haven't respawned yet, you're never going to break through. So I think the healers are going to be really critical in this.
Basically, don't die is what you're saying. Stay alive.
Well, no, so you can die, but the healers can obviously get you back. So someone can res you, and then the healers can drop hopefully a big heal on you. So remember, you get knocked down, don't you? And then before you actually get killed, so there's an opportunity to be brought back up. So yeah, I don't know if, to be fair, I don't know if any of the new healing spells could, do they res you? Can they res you if you've been knocked down? I don't know.
I don't think so.
It might have been something in the patch notes that we didn't read.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I don't think there's sort of any sort of red scenario, but I think my advice to people in our company would be, don't fucking die, boys. Don't get downed. You are not allowed to get downed. You got to stay up. Yeah, no, I think one thing I wanted to run through on Territory Wars is because for me it's such a great place. There was a lot of scenarios where we had more members than others in the open world, and I've seen a lot of videos come to light since the preview where people found themselves in outnumbered scenarios in the open world, and that's going to happen. There's going to be a bit of a battle of numbers wins in the open world, but always in Territory Wars it's a straight up 50 versus 50. So there's always going to be the opportunity for companies to show, even if they have more numbers or less numbers even, that they can fucking kick some ass regardless of being outnumbered in the open world.
Yeah, totally. That's where I think all of the the battlegrounds, all of the contested fights, that's where it's really at. Like open world PvP will be lots of fun, but it still boils down to numbers, and then we'll get accused of zerging, and it'll be like, oh look, Pirate Gaming are PvP zerging in the open world. But then if we go into the battleground where it's 50-50 and people can't use that and we still smash them, then it's like, no, we just happen to be better than you. Deal with it.
So if you guys haven't seen this screen yet, what we're looking at here is this is where if you are the defending company or the attacking company, you select your groups for the wars. So following on from what Ped said, you probably want to have at least one healer per group, especially if you're on the offense side, because on the offense you have to claim or capture flags essentially. So more bodies on that flags means more win. And I can see some of the names coming in there. Paul's in there, Killer Priest, Jelly. I think Jetfire and crew there, Carnage is in there, Moomy, some of the old boys. So this is where you're going to select your players. So on the right hand side, you can see is a standby list. I'll see if I go through the pages in a second, because this is where you can select people from outside your company, but also outside your faction. So you can see down here, it's quite small, sorry. Kaz down here has a yellow symbol around him, and that means he's from the Covenant faction, because we're going to be fighting Syndicate. So he can actually come and join us in our defense against Syndicate. I think we've got Allison here and Slazer in our war here.
So Danneh,
yes sir,
is it possible that like Covenant is here for defending? Could Covenant also be there for attacking?
Yes.
Yeah,
so
they can join
could be on both sides.
Yeah.
So Covenant could like be attacking their own?
Yeah, they can't. They can attack their own, as in the sense that they'll, me and you are both Covenant, we're both on opposite teams. We can kill each other, yes, but you can't necessarily attack your own, as in your own land. So.
Oh mate, I can't wait for a Covenant to Syndicate fight, and I'll be on the other side of you, Danneh. Killing your ass.
So we actually had one of those scenarios in preview where I think we had about 5 or 6 of PG on either side, and you just see your mate like in the distance fucking pinging arrows at your head, and it's like, hey, what you doing? I think I've missed something in chat. Sozzy, what have I missed, man? Tell me. Couple of questions there. Boys, any questions about Territory Wars? Fire them over now. Will said...
So we'll see, yeah. You got Will's one?
Yeah, go for it.
I was just going to say, yeah, we had you screaming, just screaming at people in the first war. It was fairly chaotic. So I think we know that we'll need some slightly more disciplined voice comms in the battle. Because I think that that war you've got up there on the screen, that was our very first one, wasn't it? Because I remember being in the group with Paul and Tight Eyes, and we were supposed to run around outside roaming for ganks. And that's when I realised that being a paper thin light armor wearing fully inspect fire mage was the worst idea possible. So I just got raped. It was horrible. So I went and hid in the fort, and I got to drop big bombs, which was way more fun. So yeah, I think disciplined comms. I think more again. I think that's going to be more disciplined and more swept up for attacking. I think from a defense perspective, that you can. I think defending, you can afford things to fall apart from a discipline perspective a little bit, because they've still got to breach the gates. So all you need is someone to shout, "Someone repair the west gate." So someone will go and do that. It doesn't. Whereas galvanizing everybody outside to do coordinated attacks, I think definitely needs the right people shouting on comms or talking calmly.
Well, I can confirm that there'll be no calm voice comms if I'm leading any wars. It's going to be fucking chaos, mate. Pure carnage, lots of screaming. Turn your headphones down. I will bring the hype. I'm sorry, but it's coming. But yeah, I think you absolutely nailed it. Pre-planning, prepping a little bit, understanding who's going to go where, and things like this. Realistically, we should have 7 or 8 people with me at this point, trying to take out this siege weapon. The issue in the beta was, or the preview, I think people were a bit nervous to just go in ham, and no one trusted me at that point. However,
no one trusts you now.
They have to. We are going in straight to the enemy fort. That's the way it's going to work. But teamwork is going to be massively important. Like here now, we got 4 guys attacking this one dude. He's out the game instantly. So I think yeah, teamwork's going to be important. Comms wise, following on from Will said there, yeah, comms going to be important. So we'll be setting up ways to talk cross channels with each other. So we'll have smaller groups set up rather than one massive 50-man channel, and that will help for comms. But I'll make sure that I am able to talk cross channels. If I see you slacking, your earphones are going to get hurt because I'm going to be shouting at you. Will, man, thank you so much for your prime there. We'll talk about cash shop stuff later, Shadows, but there is no instant level up, instant crafting, but no, there's none of that shit. He's talking shit. I trust Danneh with my life. Charge! Thank you, Jerry.
Jerry's been drinking.
Yes. I mean, long story short, that was a bit of an idea behind Territory Wars. So, if you're not in a large company and a company that you're in doesn't own any sort of settlements, and you want to try Territory Wars in the beta, just make sure that you have. Oh, I just took a cannon to the face on that shot. Make sure you're talking to companies that own them. Make sure that they see that you kicking ass in open world PvP and stuff like that. What we did in the preview was, if we didn't have enough people ready, you would bring in someone else who's a higher level or has kind of shown himself to be active and will join your Discord and listen to your comms and stuff like that. Are you guys looking to coordinate servers for guild v guild fights, Jabba? Yeah, we have kind of a server set up where we're going to be playing with a lot of other companies, and we'll be setting up things like this in the open world. I don't know what you boys think. Altair, I'm thinking about trying to set up like 100-man versus 100-man like open world PvP fights. Down for that?
Oh, really? Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I spoke to a few syndicate guys that we're going to be playing with, and we're going to try and bring as many people as we can together. We'll see if we can break the server with like a full faction versus faction open world fight. Like, fuck the wars, let's take it to the open world. Yes. All right, boys. So moving on. That's a little bit about Territory Wars. There's so much more to it. There's so much more things we could talk about, but that is a brief overview. We'll try and keep this to an hour. We're already half an hour in. So the next part we're going to talk about is crafting. I think, actually, let me bring this up in the background. We'll bring up Sir Medieval's crafting guide that he's put together here, just to play it in the background. Ped, you want to give us an intro on crafting? You know more about it than I do. Maybe a brief overview of crafting in New World. Put you on the spot there, mate.
Well, I mean, what is there to talk about that we haven't talked about in one of our many New World Wednesday shows?
True, but let's imagine that it's their first New World Wednesday, and we're going to talk to them a little bit about crafting.
Well, as long as they like picking flowers and chopping trees down, they'll be very happy. So, yeah, obviously you start in it depends which starting area you get, don't you? You got to go and do the quest local to that start of the area. And I think if I remember, at that point you can get yourself the various tools made, skinning knife, pickaxe, etc. You can get all of that made in that starting area, because I remember skinning boars and chopping trees down when I was like level 6 or level 7. So I'm assuming nothing's changed in that regard.
I think it guides you, doesn't it? Like, kind of, I think you get one of the first quests says, go out and get a stone and craft your first skinning knife.
Yeah, you make your skinning knife, go and skin some boars, kill some boars, skin them, get some leather, get some meat from that as well. Go and chop some trees down, find some rocks to go and smack with a pickaxe, get some ore. I think the beauty of this, certainly from any other MMO that I've played from a crafting perspective, is the immersion you get just in gathering the goods. Do you remember we talked about it loads in preview? Just chopping a tree down looked absolutely stunning, sounded unbelievable. And before you know it, you've sort of spent an hour, 2 hours just running around in a little circle in the forest, just chopping massive trees down, and it felt like 5 minutes. So I think that's the crafting side in this game, because of the immersion, could become really quite addictive. You know, whereas in other games you really feel like it's a grind. I think in here, certainly from what we got to play with in preview, it definitely doesn't feel like hard work. It felt really enjoyable. It's the sort of thing you could do with a group of friends if you just wanted to jump in and chill out. You didn't want to get involved in any heavy PvE or PvP, but you could, get a group of you, just go around, do some gathering, tell stories, talk about beards, talk about being a pirate, all that kind of stuff.
Hey, that's
But
good.
yeah, I think, but
Yeah,
the big
I'm down
thing,
for that.
the big thing that we've looked at, certainly recently in readiness for release, was actually the amount of stuff that you can go and collect. Then you can go and refine, then you can go and craft at the crafting stations, but then the complications that brings with making sure that you've upgraded the right crafting stations in the right order, because there's loads of dependencies. So, we've spent some time recently looking into that to prep for release, and it's definitely a lot more complex than it was back in August last year, which is great because there's a lot more stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it just means there's just going to be so much to do early game, like we've said, about getting those key crafters stacked up with resource so they can go and max out their crafting trees is going to be key early on, for sure. And then there's fishing, and that's an entirely different.
Mate, fucking awesome overview. I've seen some awesome questions coming in chat, boys. I know someone's back to the territory wars there. Keep hold of them for me. What we're going to try and do is blast through some of these great things about things to check out in beta. Fire them at us at the end if you don't mind. It'd be awesome to chat more. Okay, so in the background here we've got Medieval's crafting kind of life skills guide that he's put through, and what he's done is fucking fantastic. He's he's gone through all the different types of gatherable materials in the open world, what level they can be gathered, and in this particular scenario you can track. They'll be coming up on your compass to show you where they are if you're near them. So this is really cool. So if you haven't checked out his video, make sure you go and check this out because it's very helpful. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's difficult for me to ask you any questions about your opinion on the crafting. I mean, one thing you are going to be doing, Altair, is fucking going into it because, you are our armor smith and our weaponsmith, or one of them. So,
Oh yeah.
One thing that you will obviously be learning is how to craft. So from like a distance, if you haven't played it yet or haven't crafted shit, what are your thoughts on this crafting system versus, let's say, for your experience, Last Oasis? I know it's very, very fucking different, but like,
Yeah.
the comparison.
So, Last Oasis is super easy. You get like less materials. You can only have like one type, but well, you can have multiple types of wood, but it's more of the quality. Still, like one piece of wood is wood. That's it. Here you can get all the types of pieces. It's more like World of Warcraft, in my opinion, then, because I played that as well.
Yep.
I've done some crafting in there, but never anything like this. I think this is going to be a bit difficult at the start, but when you get the hang of it, I think it's going to be nice and it's going to be easy. Especially the gathering is going to be insane because of all the sounds and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I'll just kind of stop it on this point here. So this is a beast hunter garb, armor made from various trophies taken from some of the toughest predators in Eternum. So aside from like the crafting being obviously a fucking brilliant system, to get some of the materials, you're going to actually have to go out into the open world and kill things that, as they say here, are some of the toughest in Eternum. So it's not just essentially gathering materials. You're going to be want to work early game anyway, working with these players within your company or your friends if you're not in a massive company, to go out and kill as much as you can ultimately and pull your resources. You know, so maybe one of the members in your company will be able to craft you the runic lever, but you know, one of the other guys hasn't crafted shit, but he's gone out and killed all the predators, so he has the claws. So it'd definitely be worth working together and pooling resources, especially early days there. Punch is going to spend a lot of time testing the crafting. Sorry, mate, what were you going to say?
This is because this is for some medieval stuff, which he got like the inside track, didn't he, from AGS?
You know, I did that preview event with.
Yeah, it was off the back of that, wasn't it?
Yeah, so he like used it for good things. Yeah. I just played around. So yeah, this is where he's got that from.
Just played. Here's a video of me playing. So Medieval's making a video that's really useful. Yeah, so obviously the big thing in all of this is when you had the gathering one up, which applies to this one, right? The tracking, you know, because it capped it at level 200, haven't they, and 150. Whereas in preview, I think my gathering was up to 320 by the end of preview. So that's come down significantly because I think it was like 350 or 400 was the max level. So it's half that now. So it will be interesting to see what the multiplier is like now to get to 200, whether it was as equivalent to getting it to 400. Conscious that preview they had dialed up the multiplier to get you leveled up quickly in a short space of time. So getting to 200 could take quite a significant amount of time when release actually drops.
I hope it does. I hope it takes a lot of time to, I don't know, level up your logging to the max, because I think it'd be fun, you know, maybe 4 months down the line, there's only a few people with max logging because they've invested that time, and then you start to work together again. And it goes back to everything else, you know, there's no dungeon system in the game yet. You know, there's no clan storage yet. So all of these things I think are going to make people speak more and bring that social element to the game. So I'm hoping the gathering side takes time. I see some cool questions coming in. You guys are helping each other out in chat, man. I appreciate that. Nice one, Smith. Joey's going fishing. Absolutely. Good man. Yeah, so that's kind of like a very brief overview on crafting again. As you can see now, what he's showing off here is that the depth within the crafting system. So let's just get off screen a sec. Where are we? Here we go. So one thing that probably a lot of people haven't seen yet is, I don't know if it's big enough to see, but down on the bottom right here, you can see the requirements that are required to craft certain resources or certain materials. So you can see here that you need to have a tannery tier 2 and your level working skill level 0. So the numbers down on this side represent what level your crafting skill has to be. But it's the middle one. So if the company in the settlement that you're primarily playing in hasn't upgraded the tannery to tier 2, then you can't craft this course lever until they level that up. So you'd have to travel to another settlement to do your your refining somewhere else. So that's something to really keep an eye on, and use like global chat to speak and ask what's level, what, where, when. But in the preview, don't be hating people who own the settlements too much. Please, like, fuck. I got my ass kicked. We got our ass kicked so much because there's a timer. So when you activate we'll go through that. This will go through into our settlement scenario. So let's start pushing the settlements. So when you activate a crafting station upgrade, the people within that town need to go out and do PvP quests. No, excuse me, just quests, not PvP quests. I've got PvP on the mind. Just quests, town quests, to then level up that station.
Did you just say you got PP on your mind?
I got PP on my mind. PvP. So yeah, that's something to really take into account, is the levels of the crafting stations. Yeah, and that kind of rolls me into the settlements and what they're about, really. So what I want to talk about really is, we now know that there are going to be 13 settlements, boys, for launch, or at least for beta. Maybe they'll bring out a new one for launch, but for beta. You haven't played it yet, Altair, but do you have a favorite settlement already?
Well, from the videos, the best looking one that I've seen is Ebonscale Reach.
Ciao.
It's looking beautiful. Why?
Yeah.
Any reason?
I don't know, just like the vibe it's there. It's like the how do you say that? More like the samurai type of age that it contains. With it's just nice.
Feudal Japan.
Yeah, I fucking love it. It's the same thing. Like if you just played the Conqueror's Blade lately, Danny.
Nope.
So there's a new season now, and you're also like in a, I think it's like a sort of old Japanese village. It has like Last Samurai vibes to me. It's so nice. But yeah, Ebonscale Reach is definitely my favorite looking one. But I don't know, for maybe company wise, because it's so out of the way, I would prefer anything in the middle.
What about you, Ped? Any favorite settlement?
There's only one place to own first. We all know that. Begins with E. It's not Ebonscale.
I saw a great question there from I always say his name wrong. Shrind. Sorry, mate. If a company upgraded a settlement to tier 4, another company captures that territory, I believe it downgrades one tier. Is that right? I don't know, because I don't think we ever lost a territory.
It was so good, we never lost.
I can't. Yeah. Amarone said no straight away. I think it downgrades like it would an invasion. So I think it drops a tier or two. However, I feel like what would be great is that it downgrades quite a bit, because at some point every territory is going to be tier 5 then, for example, and it'd be nice that there's kind of that rebuild situation happening, after a massive war. You don't just go from tier 5 to tier 4. You go from tier 5 to tier 2 or tier 3, and there's a bit of an impact. That'd be quite
epic. That would be epic. I mean, that would completely change like our approach, wouldn't it? Because you invest a load of time into a really strategically placed settlement, you get it up to tier 5, you basically then need to make sure you never lose it. But if you go around beating other settlements and downgrading the stations, then you can like just not defend that settlement and lose it, and then it ends up basically back to square one. So you end up with one of the only settlements that's got tier 5 everything, which means everybody has to come there to make stuff.
Yep.
So from an economic perspective, that's like big brain time.
Yeah, that would be cool. I hope they do implement something like that, but yeah, I can't remember what it was in preview.
But yeah, you're going to get loads of great. Oh wait, hang on. Well, that'll be all of us, won't it?
Yep. You're all a part of this, mate. You're all a part of this. So I've just stuck in the background here. I'm sure most of you guys at this point have probably seen New World released like a touring series. So this one's Windswood. I think for me, playing on the settlements that are kind of bright and pretty, I don't know, they just appeal to me more. Whereas like Reekwater and I think Brightwood, for example, were all quite swampy and dingy, and I don't know, didn't feel happy. Everfall took me to my happy place, That was my good times there.
All the northern territories I thought were, I mean, they're pretty bleak.
Morningdale, yeah.
The very north, and the 4 white sectors in the northeast that with the high level mobs, they were pretty bleak.
So Morningdale is actually a really cool place. Let's get that video up now. Play that in the background. So if I remember, Morningdale was quite a high level zone because it was attached to Eden Grove, and obviously Eden Grove was pretty epic as a place. I think that's where some of the high levels are going to be. That's where we had the big boss fights on the bridge and in that big tower. If you remember, the one that kept bugging out. Eden Grove was amazing.
Yeah. Ah, yeah, that was, yes. That place was crazy with color, wasn't it? In the environment was really colorful.
And Marone says, yeah, the server will get pissed if someone takes over a territory with high upgrade benches unless the taxes were too high. This is where it's going to get political and fun. Absolutely. It's going to be very interesting for sure to see how the territories play out. Queen likes Eden Grove. Yep. But yeah, but Morningdale, man. Morningdale was probably one of my favorites. We didn't use it much because it was kind of like northeast, quite out of the way. Yeah, and it was always distant from the main hub, which was Everfall. So if anyone's going to be playing against us, race you to Everfall. Let's go. Okay, so just one last bit of info, I guess. To claim your first settlement, the way you do it is, or where we did it in the preview, and as far as I'm aware, it hasn't changed, is by money. So you want to be pooling together your money as a group and heading out there and basically trying to capture your first settlement before anyone else gets a chance to capture it. Then you get to choose the upgrade route of that town, which will, depending whether you have a big plan for your crafting or not, will help you or may not help you. So think wisely about what you want to upgrade. I don't know if the timers have changed. I don't know if you boys know whether the timers have changed once you build a crafting station in your settlement, whether I think it was like 24 hours or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, did you because Skangman Mike's question's quite cool. Yeah, theoretically you could basically make a company, a mercenary company for hire. So sort of Eve style, just go and hire some mercs to go and grief another company just to smash their settlements to ruin their economy. That absolutely becomes a feasible thing.
So in the sense of like, let's say I'm a solo player, but I got loads of money because I'm a legend on the trading house.
On the trading side, and I don't like Pirate Gaming owning Everfall anymore. I want to manipulate the market, so I'm going to go and invest in another company to level up the stations there. So I then pay a mercenary company to fight a war against PG and beat them to then smash the stations down. That becomes really fun and games then.
Yeah, I guess the only downfall of that is that the mercenary company that you've paid will then own that settlement. The only way, I guess, that would work potentially even more so in the favor of the solo or a small group is that they're able to claim, or they're able to declare the war, because then they could take maybe 5 of their own players, but then hire in 45 like really high skill players to help them for the fight, and then when the fight's over, they win that territory as well. So that'll be even more of a,
yeah. If you wanted to take it, but if you just wanted to go for pure destruction,
yes,
that 50-50 company, mercenary company, they come in, they beat the owner of Everfall, they take over the settlement, they put the tax right up to max percentage to annoy everybody, and then they don't turn up to the next war whenever that is in a week's time. So that means if it's been attacked again, they don't upgrade anything. It's been attacked again. You could, if depending on what the drop is from station tiers, whether it's 1 level or 2 levels, you could effectively take a settlement from tier 5 back down to like tier 1 or tier 0 by using mercenaries. I mean, that would be
just keep fighting.
It'd be epic. It would be epic if you were the mercenary company. But if you owned a settlement, it would be fairly emotional having that happen. Which that then, and that plays into, you know, the 50v50 wars. They become even more important. So if you've got a settlement that's got max stations, you're going to want to defend the crap out of that all the time.
Yeah, it's gonna be important. Evening Waka Waka, how you doing, mate? Crind asked, let's say there's 14 territories and they are all taken, and a new company wants to take a territory which is strong and has money for it. How will they get that territory? So the way it works in short is you flag up for PvP, you do PvP missions in that territory that you want to take. That will then reduce their influence or increase your influence, however you want to look at it, which will then give you an opportunity to declare war on them once it gets to a certain point and you throw them in conflict. There is a chance that, let's say, my company and Ped's company and Altair's company all is doing the same thing because we all want to claim that zone. The company who's done the most PvP missions and has the most influence within that region will have a higher chance to declare war on that settlement, if that makes sense. And obviously, let's say Tight Eyes is defending that territory. He can send out his boys to stop us PvPing in his territory by killing us and things like that. So it's quite a cool system, and I'm quite excited for the whole defense. Now, if we start to see Covenant attacking Marauders' land, we can get out there, flag up for PvP, find them, and start kicking their ass, or getting our ass kicked, you know, one or the other. So I think it's such a cool system. It really is. Is the territory war style the same as Conqueror's Blade?
No, it's better and quicker and cleaner.
Well,
Yeah, pretty much.
you don't have any units.
But in the sense of, yeah, there's no units, absolutely. But you basically need to claim a fort. As an attacker, you need to claim a fort, destroy the people inside it, and then capture the final flag in the middle. So it is similar in the sense of the way you capture it. Yeah, you capture flags, essentially. Somebody's chat's brilliant, mate. Brilliant, boys.
Can we try and ally with the big Covenant companies? I feel like that would create a really cool dynamic. No way. We're not allying with Covenant or Syndicate. Wieners.
The game is built really lovely that you are already allied with everyone within your faction. So it's within your interest to constantly work with companies within your faction. You know, even if you don't really like each other, you're going to benefit from each other owning land. So, you know, what's the old saying? Like, don't shit on your doorstep, work together with your friends.
But that's work with other Marauder companies, right? Whereas, I mean, it was different on preview for us, wasn't it? Because we had, was it the German Covenant? Was there a German Covenant company on our server that ended up sort of hanging out with us a bit and coming into some of our wars, and we helped them out in their wars against,
I think so, yeah.
Syndicate. So that might happen organically, but yeah, the primary aim is to work as your faction, the Marauders. So like you said earlier, doing all of those quests in settlements, you know, when there's a sort of call to arms to do those quests, to have the most influence, to be the company that is the vanguard, that's going to become pretty key as well.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, Sozzy, only Danneh has units that you control by shouting big damage. Yes, mate. Focus that damage, boys. So that kind of leads on to something else within the settlements. I know that a lot of the time we talk about stuff, boys, we focus a lot on the PvP because that's just what we're excited about. There's a question in chat there. Hello, will Pirate Gaming Guild play with active PvP? Yes, a lot of the time we'll have PvP on, unless we're specifically going on maybe a 100-man naked fishing evening. We'll probably have it on then too, because you probably want to come up to a 100-man naked group fishing together. It's going to be a bad time for you, man. Yeah, PvP is quite important to us. Like, we feel that it's a big part of the game with the territory wars and things like that. So yeah, we'll be all over that. Where was I? housing. Right, that was it. Housing. We were going to start to veer off PvP a little bit and look into the housing. You're going to buy a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, or tier 4 house, Altair? Tier 4, baby! Tier 4!
Think so.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know what the difference is between tier 1 and tier 4, for argument's sake, in tier 1, you can have 1 pet. I don't know if these stats are true. I've read them and I've made a video on it, but I can't remember. You have 1 pet in tier 1, and when you get to tier 4, you can have 4 pets, for argument's sake. And it's the same. So the higher tier house you have, which ultimately costs more money, the more shit you can put in that house. Thoughts on housing, Ped? Are you a fan? Not a fan?
I was a fan. I had a big fat pad in 3 of the settlements in preview.
I didn't actually buy a house. It
was awesome because it was free travel between your houses, so it was brilliant. It just cost Azoth, didn't it? I think in preview. So yeah. I think the same model applies now if you own houses. But yeah, it's all about having a big fat pimp pad, pimped out with loads of trophies as well, because then you get all the buffs.
Yeah.
Building some badass furniture. Like I want a nice piano, nice bookcase, nice dining table, all that sort of stuff. Who's doing woodworking? Who's our woodworker? Check.
I'm not sure. You're gonna get them on the old craft and use some nice tables, furniture.
Make us some nice tables.
So,
mate, not tables. Have you guys not seen the beds and shit yet, and the chairs?
Let me play
you said
the
anything
pirate ones
with wood, man. Just make it.
No, but the pirate ones. You see them with flintlocks on it, man.
Cutie's going to be making some fucking house furniture for everybody.
One thing I spoke to Red and Bordy about over on New World to Go recently was the addition of basically the expansion of the houses. And one thing we spoke about was kind of, like remember Valheim gardening. Maybe there'll be a way where you can bring open world resources and bring them into your garden and plant them and grow shit in your house, so you can grow your hemp ped. Is there anything, Altair, that you haven't seen on housing yet that you would like to see, maybe?
That I would like to see. I don't know, maybe some sort of buffs that you can get, because the housing is pretty expensive. So maybe if you have like this, you have like pirate everything. Maybe if you're out and about and you're close to water, I don't know. You'll get like a slight buff, but like a minimal percentage.
You do get buffs from having trophies in your house.
For trophies, I don't know.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like you want to have a nice big fat pad with loads of trophies in it and get all the buffs from your trophies.
So I don't know what this is on
perfect.
Above the fireblaze here. This could be a trophy, maybe like some sort of either like a loggers type trophy, woodcutting trophy, or a PvP trophy. But I'm assuming the dead fish by the bed, which we laughed at before. I don't know if you saw this, Altair. We think this is a fishing trophy of some sort. It has rods, it has fish, it has starfish. Yes. So
this looks like mine and Crazy's bed after our marriage chamber after we got married.
Some skulls and some dead fish. I like it, boys.
Well, Crazy wants to get married. He wants to wear a dress.
I can't remember who I was talking to the other day. We were talking about like, I think it was the character randomization. I can't remember who I was talking to. I remember like halfway through the preview view, and you were just like,
"That was me,
Dan." No, I was talking to someone else recently, and I told him about your story because I was like, "Yeah, I was hanging out with Ped, and he just like took his clothes off. And he's like, Dan, look, I got boobs, man." I was like, "What? Where'd that come from?" So like, I think the character, like what you could do with your character, the way you could build it, however you want, I think it's going to be the very same. It's going to be the same with the housing.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
I'm going to have a beard and boobs again. It's got to happen.
It's great. I feel like the housing will somewhat relate to that, where you can put things anywhere you want. When you look at the empty houses, there's nothing on the walls at all. Even if we scroll back to the beginning here, you can see on the left here, they haven't really shown us, but they've got plants and tables and all that shit on the outside of the house. Yeah, so if you're going to be playing in the beta, boys, make sure you don't miss the housing, because that's something that I overlooked massively in the preview. but can be really supportive with your open world crafting, gathering, things like that, but also down the PvP route as well. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of PvP trophies in there that will support you. Yeah, I'm sure there will be. And there's a mirror there to make sure that you look good, Ped.
Then you can vote on who's got the coolest house, can't you? In the city, you can vote on them.
I think it's based on a leaderboard system. So if Altair has his house full to the brim of great stuff, he will have a higher score than me, who just has, I don't know, a bed in my house. So his house will be higher on the leaderboard, and it will be shown for the rest of the town to see, which is pretty cool. Joey
That's
thinks
pretty
it's
nice,
a new wallpaper. Study still in the house? Yes, bro.
Man.
Ped wants to be a dwarf female, possibly.
No, I wasn't a dwarf. I was tall, athletic. I had a nice cropped beard, a bit like that. It was a bit like that. It was a bit like that. And yeah, I took my clothes off and I had boobs. I was like, what the fuck? So I don't know. I don't even know how I managed to do it, because I think I concentrated on making the head look good, and left it on a female body.
Beautiful, mate.
So it was glorious.
As far as I'm aware, there's not a trophy list. Let me just have a quick look in the background. I mean, while I'm looking, boys, Altair, I'm assuming your first house is going to be in Everfall, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, so you can, as far as I'm aware, you can buy more. I think you can buy 3, right, Ped? If it can't,
was there a cap? Was there a cap on it? I can't remember.
I think there was. Yeah.
Okay.
What will be the other 2 settlements you would buy a place in, Altair?
Of course, depending on what our other settlement will be that we own. If it's Ebonscale Reach, I'll go there, of course, and maybe all the way up north. Just handy.
You don't have to own the settlement. You don't have to own the settlement to buy a house in it, though, do you?
I know, but it's nice if you own 2 settlements that you have houses in there for fast traveling.
Yeah, but you can still fast travel between your houses in the settlements you don't own. You don't own the settlement, I thought. I'm sure I owned a house in Preview that wasn't in a settlement we owned.
For my mind, it's like easier to fast travel between towns that you own. If you
I believe you're right.
There, maybe it's faster, or
I think there's
cheaper.
a discount. I think there is a discount if you own the 2 settlements, you get a discount from A to B. But yeah, you're both right. I think you can, of course, travel between any of them. But yeah, it's actually in the patch notes. There's a discount.
I had one in Morningdale, Restless Shore, and Everfall in Preview. Thing is, I'd probably get one in Cutlass Key as well, and then you've got one in like central, southern, east, northeast. That lets you cover the map pretty quickly from a fast travel perspective. I guess maybe you'd want one in the Shattered Mountain if you could actually have one up there in the end. Because in Preview, remember when you went into the settlements up there, they were like pretty knackered, weren't they? So I wonder if you can actually build them up and then put houses into them, or whether that will never have houses.
I don't think the sort of open zones will have houses in. I think that'll always be stuck to your settlements. I just managed to find, if you haven't checked it out yet, boys, newerfanswebsite.com. Newerfans.com website. Sorry, words. Here is, like, for example, a oh, it's late. Man.
A moaning bonus.
Fuck's sake.
Why has Danneh got a moaning bonus hanging in his bedroom?
Fucking cash shop, man. Taking all my money. Oh my gosh. A mining bonus tier 2. And there was something I just saw previously on a previous one. There's rank points here. So if you put down a bed, let's say, it might not necessarily give you a buff, but it gives you points within your house. So yeah, what does it say? It just says mining tier 2. I don't think they've got full information yet on what it actually does, but we can assume that maybe you would mine faster, and maybe gather a bit more material through these bonuses. But yeah, on their website, if you go to their database, you've got the furniture database. There's all these different kind of things that you can put into your housing. So you get a storage bonus of 3,500. Again, we spoke about storage a lot. Whether that's going to affect your actual storage in that settlement as well. So here we go. We can see this candle will give us 0.2 rank points. If you put that in your house, which I guess will have relation to the leaderboards that you boys were just talking about, which is kind of cool. I'll pop that there. So if you guys are interested in the furniture, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure this isn't the entire list, but it will give you a bit of an idea. What does the dog give you? Nothing. Great. Oh, a broccoli garden. A cluster of broccoli grown out of the ground. I feel healthy just looking at it. I don't think... Yep. All right. Yeah, so there's lots of stuff to check out for the housing side of things. And I mean, that kind of wraps it up. That's sort of passing our hour. I know we rushed through those 5 points pretty quickly. And there's lots that we haven't discussed within those particular points. So officially, boys, that is the end of our last New World Wednesday pre-beta. So, what up, Started Silver? Guys, at this point, if you have any questions, I'm gonna, and maybe Altair and Ped, if you want to have a bit of a scroll back up chat with me and see if we can pick out any potential questions that the boys have thrown in about all this we've been talking about.
I was just going to say, while you're doing that, this isn't the last New World Wednesday. This is just the last one before the game finally
pre-beta. Woohoo! Yeah. Taken in chat there, still based on the preview. So, boys, if you didn't know, Taken has made the New World Fans website. What up, dude? He's just confirmed that a lot of the information. I think you've got some stuff from our recent event, but the furniture there is about from the preview.
I got another one here for you. Maybe you know this, Danneh or Ped. Krindamir says, how often can you declare war?
Ooh.
Like on a settlement?
Do you want to answer it, Ped?
I can't remember what the cooldown was, but it's going to be different for beta than preview, right? Because it was sped up for preview.
Yeah, so you can, as a defender, you can set war timers. So I can say, right, Pirate Gaming, we're going to have our wars at 9 p.m. UK time every night, and anyone who's attacking can attack us on our terms. As far as I'm aware, there was like a 2 or 3 day cooldown. I think there is a cooldown after the wars, and there is a cooldown before the wars as well. So if you throw us into conflict today and you're past that timer, I believe that it rolls over to the next day, and then the war happens then. So there is kind of a cooldown pre-war and post-war to kind of chill out and prepare your shit, basically.
So I think it would be nice if there's at least like a 5-day window between wars. Not because I don't want to have wars, but because I think it's going to take a while to upgrade stations, right? So
yeah,
if you have a settlement where we take it, we upgrade 1 or 2 stations, then someone comes along and beats us and takes a settlement office, and that knocks those stations down a tier. It's going to affect the economy for everybody, negatively, unless there's another settlement somewhere that someone, a company's defending the hell out of, and they're not losing it. In which case, it becomes like the place to go and do everything.
Yeah.
So I think a nice, sort of 5-day window between the wars, because you've got all the other stuff in between, right? All the other smaller scale 20v20 and.
Yep. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Blake says, will we have New World Wednesday next Wednesday with you going through information, or will it be you playing a game? So we'll probably get together. If we are lucky enough to own a town, we'll probably get together and we'll have our characters in, and we'll be able to run around towns and just see what's going on. So yeah, we'll take it in game next week. Ziak asks, wondering what you guys think about the 1K player limit on servers. Wouldn't that be an issue for later on? Do you want to answer that, Altair?
Well, depends on how big our company is going to be. It's going to be a problem. But nah, I think they will just up the server limits, I hope, to like 2 or 3K. But we'll see.
Yeah, I I don't think there's been any confirmation. So we've been hassling them on Twitter, basically saying, give us server names, please, and give us server limits, because a few companies are trying to get together with other companies to make sure that there's some competition. But obviously we can't plan shit without knowing anything. You don't want to have 1,000 people on each team if they if you can't get them in the server. So yeah, that is something.
So I just as I think there's a lot of people. There's been a lot of discussion around the server cap, right? And again, Freiberg and I were talking about it this morning. Like, we need to not forget that, yes, Amazon Game Studio is its own business in its own right, but it is still part of the Amazon mothership. And Amazon has the most cloud infrastructure on the planet. So in terms of compute and scalability, it is the one games organization on the planet that could very easily increase capacity in seconds few. So there's 13, potentially 14 settlements very soon. Yeah. So 100 people per company, that's 14 companies, that's 1,400 people straight away, just as a high level planning assumption. So I would expect it to be more like 3,000 people as a server cap, just as a planning assumption. Because otherwise it doesn't make any sense. If it's 1,000 server cap and you've got 14 settlements, it doesn't correlate to the company size, right? So I think, yeah, at least 2,000, if not 3,000 for release.
Love it. We're kind of.
I mean, it could be complete bollocks, but
no, it makes fucking sense. It does make sense. Study asks, what, if anything, would you guys want to see added to the housing system? Is there anything obviously missing? So we touched briefly on the housing. Ped, is there anything that you want to see in the housing system that isn't in there yet?
You want a waterbed, king size waterbed. No. And
a TV and a nice fan.
No. So there's a lot more furniture now than there was in preview, because I was making desks, chairs, like writing bureaus, kitchen tables and chairs and bookshelves, because I just had shitloads of wood because I spent a lot of time chopping trees down and I had nothing else to make with. So I think it would be cool if there was some, but we may well see them sort of later on in the game, like really unique furniture items that are similar to when you pulled up the screen where you had that crazy legendary item, that hat or whatever it was, but you had to go into the world to collect those items and then infuse it with Azoth. Yeah. That would be wicked if there were certain bespoke bits of furniture that you could create that way as well, that gave you some additional world buff, whether it was void damage or lightning damage or whatever else. That would be cool.
One thing you mentioned earlier with Red and Bordy is that I'd like to see like a garden. We would like to see a garden, somewhere for where you can plant and grow shit, grow plants and potions or things that will go into your potions, stuff like that would be
potions. You can tell you didn't do anything to do with Arcana in preview. Grow potions.
I don't mean grow potions. I mean grow the things that go into your potions.
Or the moats. The moats.
Grower. Yes, things that would assist you in your crafting journeys.
I know that would be cool. That would be very cool. A herb garden.
Yes, a herb garden. There we go. Yeah. Any beer can bonus? I'm not sure if there's any beer can. Maybe there's going to be some nice rum for us. That'd be quite cool. Where can you get a New World hat IRL? I don't know if they're available yet. We got a few.
So there is on Amazon. There is an Amazon Game Studio merchant store. It's not that hard. It's pretty hard to find actually. But on there they had t-shirts, jumpers, hoodies. I think that was about it. Did they have a mug? They might have had a mug. They didn't have baseball caps. We harassed Play New World for a long time to get hats, and he said that they were coming, and they appeared. So they may well make a formal entrance into the merch store, because they're cool. They're really good.
There's some good chat, good responses there, boys, about the server limits. It's good to see your thoughts on that. Will asked, do you reckon Deluxe Edition is worth it? And how do you get a beard? Too glorious. Deluxe Edition, I think, for me is completely a personal preference. I've always said to everyone, if you've got the extra 10 quid or whatever it is, buy it. You get yourself a quick pet and a few bits in game, but it's not going to be groundbreaking. You know, you'll be fine without the deluxe edition. However, go and buy it. You know, standard stuff. Wait, I missed some stuff there. What's that?
Read. There's a lot of stuff in chat.
Yeah, boys, I love it, mate. I love it. It's popping off. It's so much. It's hard to actually read. Will they ever add mounts to the game, Altair? What are your thoughts on that?
Maybe in a year or two. But right now, they shouldn't.
Sterling, I'm gonna come to the EU server then and chop all the trees outside Everfull. Don't worry, man. We'll bring all of our 100 men to your rivers and your streams and take all your fish.
It's fine. The trees come back. They respawn. It's all good.
Cigaros, is there a weight limit for your bags? That one's for you, Ped.
I can't remember what it is, but yes, there is a weight limit. That's why you need to get bigger bags. Someone mentioned something in chat about pay to win large satchel. So isn't that what they did in ESO? Where's Tight Eyes?
Yeah, they have got larger bags, but I think there's also now the proper addition of the weight to your character, which I don't think your bags affect your character, do they? That's all separate. That's a separate thing. All the weight of your character is related to the armor and the weapons in it, or the armor, should I say?
Yeah, the encumbered. It's all about having a big bag and then not filling it up with too much ore. Because then, what does it? When it says you're encumbered, it's just really annoying because you can't move.
Yeah, not the fish.
What are we going to play when the servers go down? Caney.
Jesus
Christ. If Amazon, there's Battlefield 4, yeah. But can you imagine? I can't imagine them. Can't imagine the servers going down. Well, I mean, I can imagine the servers going down, but they should be going back up relatively quickly.
I think he means between beta and live.
Oh, does he? Well, then we'll just be playing Battlefield 4.
Battlefield probably the one, yeah.
Battlefield 4.
Playing Twitch as well. I'll be playing Twitch for a bit. Will it be just one big map, or will it be like Yes and Lost maps? So, as far as we know now, it's one massive open world, which is beautiful. But then there'll be instanced places where you can go to, like, I just seen this. I got to stop. Study just bought a fucking pirate gaming t-shirt, mate. What? I can't believe I need to fix these alerts here. I'll probably turn it off some way, shape, or form. But boys, you legend, mate.
Who did Studi?
Study, yeah, mate. What's
yes, he's joining. He's going to join the crew.
Mate, I would love to see him wear it in one of his videos, mate. Oh yeah. Fucking brilliant. Get your fucking merch, baby. Boys, if you do love a bit of pirate merch, there's the link, mate. Thank you so much for supporting us. You legend. I think I probably made about 50 pence out of that, but I fucking love you for wearing that, man. Your support is amazing, man.
What have you got on your left arm?
So I've got
Have you pimped out your t-shirt?
Yeah, so this is new ones on the site. So it's got,
you douchebag.
Some people don't like it. One side says the Pirate Hub, and
oh, I've got that on the hoodie. Okay, so that's the t-shirt of the hoodie, right? Got it.
Yeah,
okay,
so it's our sponsors. Actually, they're not legit sponsors. We got Taser, we got Only Dan's, we got the Pirate Hub, and we have Steel Series.
Yeah, so because if you got that's a jumper at the back of your room, isn't it, Altair, or is it the hoodie?
It's the hoodie.
You got the hoodie like me, yeah? Okay, cool. Yeah, we've got the hoodie.
Pirate Game on one side of the sleeve, and on the other side you got all the logos.
And the cat.
Do you know what? I actually wear my hoodie when I ride my motorbike quite a lot, and I feel fucking cool as shit wearing that.
I got the cap.
We'll make a gang, Danneh.
Pirate motorbike gang. Sorry, yeah. So open world. Thank you so much. Open world stuff. It is one massive open world, and then there's offshoots. So you have 20 versus 20 outpost rush. You have your instance dungeons, your instance 50 versus 50, but primarily everything is related to Your open world, yeah, the main open world. What the fuck is a pence? Yes, it's a penny. 1 penny, 2 penny, 3 penny, 4. Is the world map going to be open? So even if your mates, I don't think
it's
so.
not. It's open world. It's a single shard, so you're all on the same server.
Yeah, if they brought out the layers, man, oh my gosh, I'd be so frustrated. What motorbike I got? I got a BMW GS Sport 850 something like that. One of the big touring bikes. Did we miss anything, boys?
How many hours have we got till beta?
Yeah, not sure. My New World Countdown timer, I can't put a time on. But it starts, I think that's 5 days until the 20th at midnight or something like that. So, not too long now. 5 days, basically.
122 hours, 7 minutes, 15 seconds. Okay.
Brilliant. How much is PG gear? It's kind of dictated mainly on Streamlabs. So, it is what it is. Like, I think it's like $20 or no, $20 maybe for a t-shirt. I'm not sure. I actually have no idea off the top of my head.
It was in dollars, wasn't it?
Yeah. Don't worry. We'll I have in the works some pirate gaming bikinis for you boys.
What?
Okay.
Mate, when we've made our fucking merch years ago, there was like this website that we bought it from, and there was like mankinis and shit with the pirate gaming logo on. It was the funniest fucking thing we've ever made, man. It was brilliant. 22 quid. The issue is with Streamlabs, right? They give you the price and then they fucking add the shipping on and the VAT after, and they always get you like that. So whenever you get to the checkout, it's like, fuck, man, this is more money than I thought it was going to be. But I'll buy anyway, man. Pirate gaming t-shirts. But yeah, they get most of the money. PG Thong. I might buy bikinis. Mate, that is a fucking sub goal right there, right? Wearing a pirate gaming bikini on stream.
Oh, mate, you could do a hot tub stream in your pirate gaming bikini playing New World.
Oh, fuck me. Oh, that would be funny. That would be funny. Oh,
and for extra subs, Mitzi can like throw baby oil over you.
Who's dropping in the sub for Danneh, man? Thank you for your gifting. It's not a sub goal yet, man. It's not a sub goal yet. I gotta think this one through. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Let's just have a quick look, see who's around.
So New World Wednesday, do you reckon doing it from in-game?
Yeah, I think so. I think we should be in-game, like characters standing next to each other, and we can talk about something like.
Oh, I see what you've done there. Okay.
We can like go through the different the different town. Maybe like talk about what settlement we started to upgrade first, or if we haven't managed to get a settlement, who we're going to attack, and look at their land and things like that, and see how we're going to take it over.
Good.
Right, boys. Yeah, I mean that pretty much sums up our New World Wednesday session. I was wondering if we have like a New World streamer that's coming. Oh, we got someone doing a giveaway out here.
Watch you two not arguing, not sure how.
Who is it?
Yo, we just quit it.
What's QC talking about? Share the official.
No, don't do it, Danny. Don't do it.
What?
Don't show the official beard results. Who has the best beard in New World Wednesday?
Oh, I missed that, man. I missed that.
I think he DM'd you on Discord.
Pra jogar online eu não sei fazer ainda. Esse jogo é mó bugado, mano. Nem deve dar bom.
And I will try to start the journey with him. I will watch the beginning, I will ask him some questions.
This guy sounds cool. I haven't seen this guy in a New World chat before. Should we go and show some PG love to... Or New World love, should I say. It's not PG anymore. We're all about New World.
And what do you think so?
Kane said, do the t-shirts come up on the right size? It's very difficult with Streamlabs sizing guide because when I was measuring it, it was like side to side. So like the width of you rather than like typically around. So I think I went for medium because it's normal for me, I guess. And it fits quite nice. Like these fit very well actually. Yeah. This guy sounds cool, man. He's got a green screen bottle.
Did you kiss your trophy? GG boys.
Let's prepare this.
We are watching that gameplay for too long. I want to investigate weapons.
Oh look, he's watching, mate. He's watching our battle, boys. This is fucking. That's us. Right, let's go. We got to do this, man. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for New Year Wednesday. Ped, do you want to let people know where they can find you?
In the UK. Wait.
Twitch.tv/Peddler something Fane, something like that. I'm not sure.
Something like that.
And
Yeah.
Altair's also going to be streaming. Boys, put something in chat so they can know where they can
There you
find
go.
you. And
I'll look at it.
Catch
He's
up
all
with you.
over it. I don't even know what mine is.
yeah, thank you all so much for joining us.
Banana. Good stuff.
It means the world. Prepare some pirate gaming emotes, boys. Prepare some New World love. I'll be here tomorrow, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah. Thanks again, boys. Let's do a fucking massive raid. Let's go.
Let's go.
Like how it looks like. New World was pretty fun. Oh, you played it, Nordy. Mwah, no come a kiss directly on your cheek. Thank you for your subscription, man. I really appreciate 5 months
Aww.
being the
Well,
part
nice
of
guy,
my
man.
family. Welcome, baby. Thank you. Commander Mary. Ahoy, yeah.
He's busy reading something off his phone. Shit.
And Furakara Kutu and Sturi. And then TV Super Scan. Yo, guys.
This guy don't know what's going on. I love it, boys. Oh my god.
Some fucking Sea of Thieves.
What the fuck? This is insane, mate.
Okay, pirate gaming. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
I really